Okay, we're going to be on the draw for the start of round 3. This hand is very risky. It's not the kind of risky that I like either, because the risk of ruin is just so great. Nothing to do until turn 4, or turn 3 technically, but even the turn 3 play doesn't really do anything. And on top of that, even if we assume that a turn 4 play as our first play was good enough, we could just not draw lands, so I don't think this is worth keeping. Well, this one I have to keep. At least we have a plan. Land stays on top. Opponent also mulled a 6, and they scried to the bottom. Main phase opt. This time they scried to the top. Okay. Maybe the Scoundrels does some work this game. It's not great against flyers generally, but if his creatures are all small, it could do a pretty significant chunk of damage before it has to trade. Alright. This is the board where I don't mind having a 4-3 with downside this early in the game. Looks like he's missing a land drop too. Maybe. Just gonna chip in for 1. Okay, that's a fine draw even if we don't find a swamp next turn to play the Sanctum Seeker. And depending on what he does, it might even be better to just play it anyway, because then we get the immediate bonus from the Sanctum Seeker the turn after, assuming we find another land. But again, it depends on what he does. No plays. Chip in for 4. And then we'll just play the Paladin. This looks like a lookout dispersal to me, but that's fine. Nope, just nothing. He must just really need that land. Alright, he found it. Ooh, 3 color too. Okay. Sending in again. Interested to see what his follow-up is. Maybe like a Fiery Cannonade. That would take out my board as it stands. Alright, so I have to discard now. Deathless Ancient seems like the easy candidate, so I can get it back later. Would I like to land there? Well, I'm still sending in with these two. Do I want to send in with my Paladin actually is a legitimate question. If I wait, I can get the bonus out of the Sanctum Seeker later. I think yeah, I'll hold off. Don't really want to make that trade right now. He's just gonna chump. I'm totally okay with that. We can't play anything yet, unfortunately, but we're far enough ahead now that I think given enough time we'll be totally fine, given how strong our hand is. Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay, that's better than nothing. Well, I guess I shouldn't play it yet. I should decide what I want to do in combat. What happens if I send with both? He's probably going to double up, get treasure. If I send with everything, he can make a free block on the vampire, but that means that these two are going to get in unimpeded, which I like. So I think I do send him with everything. At best, he makes a double block, or he just trades, or he eats, but I'm okay with like every scenario, basically. The only way this could go wrong is if this Wanted Scoundrels gives him treasure that he needs to play like some big expensive bomb that he wouldn't have otherwise been able to cast. Alright, he just wants to make a trade. Let's play the Interloper. Start digging for our next land drop. Alright, there we go. Now we can finally start to do some real damage next turn. Now he's got his mana situation mostly sorted out, presumably. His mana base looks a little ambitious over there. Dark Nourishment. That is a pretty good play, sir. Give him credit for that one. He's gonna chip in. Okay, now I just get decisions on anything I want to play here. I think Sanctum Seeker is my best bet. Well, maybe not. Maybe I just would rather play the Glorifier, because then I get an additional trigger off the Sanctum Seeker the turn after. Does still have the option of Lookout's Dispersal if he does have it. I guess I shouldn't have 6. I'll hold up the threat of activation. Not that it should matter that much. That doesn't matter. Okay, that matters a little bit. Now he has a giant flying threat. So this guy's not a vampire, right? No, it's not. Time to do some math. If we play the Sanctum Seeker, he's going to go to 5 immediately. He can go chump, block. No, that doesn't get him close enough to dead. I can't contract killing yet. I can cast Pious Interdiction, but he can sacrifice the Storm Tamer. But that sets up a nice attack next turn. I think I'm okay with this, just to blow up the Stormtamer trigger now. Which I assume he's going to do. Yep, that's fine. Then I'll just attack with my Menace guy. pretty hard for us to lose from here. Alright, let's just contract killing that. Yep. Okay, so I don't think I want to switch into the blue-green deck because his mana base looks so ambitious that I don't want to give him free rampant growths off of the old growth dryads. It looks especially bad against him. So I think I want to stick to what I have now, and I don't see much I would want to change, except I guess the fire cannon. He does have enough small creatures that it looks relevant. And I can cut something like Dousing Dagger for it, I guess, which is not so great on the draw or in a long drawn-out game. Well, maybe. Don't know if that logic holds up necessarily. Maybe the Sleek Schooner is not as good either on the draw. He has double Firebrand, and that's just a trade down. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Dousing Dagger anyway. Let's just run it like this. Alright, this hand looks like a keep. Doesn't have much in the way of offense, but we've got plenty of disruption at least. Opponent mulls to 5, or mulls to 6. Yep, just 6. We kept it on top. Alright, Unclaimed Territory helps with his ambitious mana base a bit. See what he's working with. Lightning Strike, along with Firebrand, Cutthroat. Not a bad hand. Cutthroat is the deal damage one, okay. He doesn't have the red mana to pump his Firebrand at the moment, which is nice. Never mind. At least we know what he drew for the turn. I would love to draw Queen's Bay now. Skyblade works, I suppose. Can't block at the moment, though. Gonna have to take a few hits from that, sadly. At least his deck didn't look that aggressive. He didn't pump, that's kind of curious. I'm not blocking, so let's go ahead and chip in there. Okay, that's pretty good. Get to land. Alright, how do I want to play this turn out? Probably just play the Interloper and use it to trade with the Fathom Fleet. Possibly. Let's see what's on top of our deck. He's kind of hoping for a spell there, but I might just actually stay back this turn and double block his Interloper. I'd rather trade for that than the Fathom Fleet, I think. Siren Lookout, that's fine. Pirate's Prize, okay, solid. See if he sends in with anything. Both. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna double up on the interloper. He ordered that wrong. Unless he has a combat trick. No, that was just a mistake on his part. Awkward. Well, I guess I'm spending contract killing because I have nothing better to do. It also unlocks my glorifier next turn. If I didn't have a pious interdiction backup, I might not make that play, but we'll send him with our menace guy. So we know he has the 3/3 in hand, so I'm not going to block here. Then he has to decide if he wants to play it or not for no value. Or just Pirate's Prize. Contract killing, huh? I could just do that and play Glorifier this turn. Or I can just play Glorifier and save contract killing for later. And I'll send him to the Skybladed Legion as well. Well, actually, I'm not. Because if he sends in with the Siren Lookout again, I'm probably just gonna block with Skyblade, because now I would rather he use his Fathom Fleet to kill the Skyblade than the Glorifier. There's a fair number of cards now. I'll go ahead and just block like this. So he gets a little bit of value off of his Cutthroat, but I don't really mind that much. Okay, that's a card. Let's go for the Pious Interdiction, I think. Do I need to do it pre-combat is the question. I think so, because if he has like a Siren's Ruse, he would get to bounce his Siren's Lookout and ambush my Interloper. So let's do this pre-combat. I'm not going to bother giving Vigilance because I don't care if he wants to try to race me. Hold on to this land in case of a Deadeye Tormentor. No plays. So I have to be mindful of like the 3/3 flash flying. Or a Siren's Ruse once again. If he has Siren's Ruse, he would bounce and then probably ambush the Interloper, but then he takes 8 if he does that. Or he can just trade here, take 6. Yeah, I'm just gonna send in. As is, he just has to chump. Pass the turn. I mean, he kinda drew his mana both games, all three of his colors, but I would not recommend playing an evenly split mana base like this in general. Like, he's not even splashing for cards that are that high impact. It's just like a bunch of cheap cards that ended up getting overwhelmed later. But, you know, I didn't see my opponent's full deck, so I won't pass too much judgment. But not too difficult of a win for us.